guys? DoLive9 here, and I'm gonna show you how to go viral in 8 hours. But all jokes aside, I am making a video, and I want to show you how I go about making these videos in the process, and the challenge is to get this uploaded before midnight tonight. So I'm going to show you what I do to go through my process in making a video. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, so the first step in my process that I'll be doing here is research. I have to know what characters I want to use in this example, and also I want to figure out which ones are sword characters, because that's the theme of this video. So what I do is I look at the roster and I find every character that has a sword and write them down, and also some little other ideas that I was thinking of at the time. For example, people who don't necessarily have swords in their main arsenal, but they do possess a weapon, such as Kirby and Ganondorf, and then go on from there. Alright, so now that I've completed my list, I go on to the next phase of this video, which is outfits. I have to decide what type of outfits I want to use to represent said character that I will be portraying as best I can. You know, I'm not a fashion wardrobe or anything like that, so I'm trying to use what I have at my disposal. So picking out some items here that may represent the character that I want to use as well. And also I just cleaned these too, so they're going to be nice and warm for me. My third call to action is writing the script. So believe it or not, sometimes I write the script to a lot of these video ideas, but there are a few times where I don't write a script and I go off of improv. And most of the time that I do go off of improv is just because I have a lot of knowledge about the video idea or the premise or what I want to say and jokes I want to make. So sometimes I just kind of go off of just my own intuition. But this time I want to have clear lines that I wanted to say and give to the characters, and also make a shot sheet of what I wanted certain characters to do and how I wanted them to come into the scene. So the times that I do this is when I make certain things, certain changes, and also make other plans with the video within the script and add the jokes I want to make right there. Alright, so now we are at the rehearsal part of the process, where I try to practice the shot sheet and the lines that I had just written into a mini type of rehearsal period, to where I know exactly where to stand, how the camera's going to look, and what I want to say, and see if it works for me with the outfits on. This process takes the longest before I even film, because essentially I have to do all the stuff I want to do without the camera on, and then try to do it and remember it with the camera on. So before I do that, I just kind of graciously go over some lines and try to go over at least one line per character, so that way I'm not just, you know, remembering one person's line. So for this instance, I was thinking about how I was going to transition from Link into Robin. So yeah, you always got to rehearse. And with rehearsal comes with more ideas, and I tend to do this a lot with more time that I get to further get into the video process, and I can like set things around, change things up, and I even have some props that I might want to use that I would probably use later on in the video. And I have a small space, so typically I have to think about the area where I want the characters to stand or sit, depending on what's going to be happening in the scene. So yeah, rehearsal definitely helps a lot. Now, as you'll see, I'll be putting all the stuff into play as I start the process to film. So I'm getting ready to put on a costume for a specific character, and you'll get to see how that comes out with both of the angles from my behind the scenes footage and, at the time of this recording, the footage of the actual video that's already out on YouTube. Yeah, so I have a question. There's actually two of us, and I just wanted to know, like, our hands kind of turn into swords. Do we get to stay in the meeting, or? What did I miss? What's wrong with my outfit? I'm shocked. I I have a custom with no shirt on. Alrighty. Don't worry, don't worry. Big OG Link is in the building, and we're finally ready to start this Smash Brothers Sword Fighter meeting. Okay. Let me see. Let's see who we got here. Now that all the filming is done, it is time to get to the one of the final parts, the editing. And as much as I hate editing, it has to be done. So, yep, this is the longest part of this process. And you know, my computer isn't the best, so it is slow when it comes to doing this on top of many things and many other problems. But when you see the final product, it will be one of the few things that makes this all worth it. So I did end up completing my goal of finishing before midnight, and the video is now uploaded. As you can see, many of my videos that include skits work like this. A lot of the easier videos that I've done where it's just clips, I don't have to go through this process, but you get a little bit of a glimpse of what I have to do to make my channel as, you know, expressive as possible when it comes to certain things. So to see the full result of this behind the scenes, you can click the video on your screen and then see for yourself.